All right, guys. Ron Harris here, MD Online Editor. Just wrapped up Flex Pro weekend in Milan, Italy. Nathan to Asha did get the win. He did get the win. But I have to say, Regan Grimes, in a matter of 90 minutes, not even 2 hours, really sharpened up. Looked much, much better than he did at the judging, which had just taken place. It's not like this is a 2-day show. Milos and Regan did that in an hour or two. So we have the results. Nathan to Asha is your champion. Flex Weekend Pro, Italy, got his Olympia qualification. This is taking him back to Olympia for the first time since 2019. He's missed a few. Regan Grimes in second place. Roman Fritz from Germany looked awesome in third place. Liang Yang from China, the freak, massive, fourth place. And Blessing Owodibu, the boogeyman, in fifth place. Congratulations. They only announced the top 5, so if you ask how did so-and-so place, I have no idea. The score sheets will be out tomorrow at the latest on ifbbpro.com. You can always get the results for any of the shows the next day, full score sheets, ifbbpro.com. There's a tab on the top for score sheets results, something contest results. So, wow, great job, Nathan to Asha. Congratulations. Regan looked great. Best Regan I've ever seen at this finals. Condition was so much better. And the fact that they did that in such a short amount of time is astonishing. What do you guys got to say? Earl of Swagshire, is this his 10th pro win? I didn't know. Did he already have? I thought he already had 10. So maybe he had 9 and this is 10? Yeah, 10 wins. Wow. Earl of Swagshire, wow. Nathan looked dry AF, which is as fuck. Yeah, Nathan's condition, like I said, I've seen him bigger and fuller, but his condition was, he hasn't always been this grainy and dry and tight looking. Today, he really pulled off the condition. And that was, I think, what put him over Regan Grimes, who was bigger and fuller, got a better structure. He does, he's just a very pretty physique. Big dude. Muscle machine. Let's go, Nathan. MP Blessing got humbled again. Yeah, but you have... The thing is, like, the fine line between confidence and arrogance, you have to be confident. You have to believe you're going to win. Obviously, only one guy is going to win. And he did make that bet with Regan. So if Regan wants to really enforce that and say, pay up, give me my $5,000. But I don't think he will. Alberto Montejo was just commenting in your previous video. Good call. Yeah, I didn't expect them to turn it around this quickly, man. They ran right through the bikini and the men's physique finals, like bam, 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 and got right to this. And only top 5 got to pose. Usually it's top 10. So I don't know if they had to get that theater cleared or something, because they ripped right through that. Only 5 guys, the top 5 got to pose, awards, and it's like, peace out, everyone get the hell out. Peter Rusty, Regan still won $5K from Blessing, LOL. I hope he doesn't collect on that bet, or if he does, I hope he gives it back. Jamie McQueen, how's your leg? Thought I heard you hurt it. Yeah, I tore my quadricep tendon, completely off the bone, tore my meniscus, full tear, had reattachment surgery last Tuesday. It's going to take a while before I can walk again, before I can drive a car, but shit happens. Earl of Swagshire, Nathan with the old man muscle, overwhelming is still not as dense muscled as Regan. Yeah, Earl, I agree. Muscle maturity, but Regan is really coming into his own. Regan's someone I didn't see him as like a potential Mr. Olympia, like ever. But now I'm starting to see it, one day. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year or next year, but he's like 29 years old. He's got time. He's got time on his side. Rich B, yep, well-deserving win for Nathan. Guess Nick Walker was right. Regan is an Instagram bodybuilder. Nah, I thought Regan looked really good. I mean, if I thought he was cooking all his pictures on Instagram and he was one of those guys who just looks good on social media, I would call him out. I don't have a problem with that. But he brought it. He brought it today. Dennis Du, Blessing knows how to be an influencer and how to be in the media's attention. Yeah, he's also a damn good bodybuilder. He just needs to bring those legs up. He needs to bring those legs up. Whatever it takes. I don't know what it's going to take. He needs to get those legs up. Then he's going to do much, much better. Dane, Regan got a new coat of tan, but sadly faded. Nathan's vet, it shows. I think Roman could have been second. I don't know. Roman looked damn good. Third place against those two guys? That's nothing to be ashamed of. Especially where, like I said, Roman's not the biggest guy. Size-wise, they're much bigger than Roman. Condition, no. Roman's condition was perfect. I don't think you could be any leaner or drier than Roman Fritz was today. Mario Spanner, yes. Jamie McQuinn, prayers for healing comfort. Thank you, thank you. Congrats to Nathan. Mario Spanner, but he looked complete. He looked complete, done, Regan, right? Bleeded brown in the face, so he got the better form. That's not so healthy. Bleeded brown in the face. I don't know what you mean by that. Bailingi Outdoors. If Roman's shoulders were 3 inches wider, he'd be next level. Yeah, that's just his bones. That's his clavicles. These bones, you can build muscle on top of them. Like Phil Heath was someone they always say, oh, he's got narrow clavicles. Well, they weren't narrow. They were average. They weren't super wide like a Dennis Wolf or a Rami. Those guys have the bones, the clavicle bones that are this wide. Then you put muscle on top of that, and it's crazy. But yeah, Roman, he's done a hell of a lot with that structure. It's not a very wide structure. But third place today out of these guys. Wow. Let's see. Slothuk. Roman came in even more shredded. He's like a modern Munzer. Yeah. Condition on him was like nuts. Dane, Roman's like 270 on stage. He's got some big legs. I don't care what he weighs. These guys look bigger than him, especially like Regan. But he does have great legs. I'm not putting Roman down, guys. I'm a fan of Roman Fritz. He means his tan was sweating off. Oh, is that what he means about the bleeded brown in the face? Yeah. I mean, it's tough when you only have like an hour between when they go right from judging to finals like this. There's not a lot of time to make adjustments. They had to get the water off them. They had to put another coat of tan, try to dry it. So they did the best they could. Great top three. Samson, wait a minute. I thought it would be a couple of hours before the final decision. Yeah. Dude, I was like getting my food ready, and then I hear them like, oh my God, if they're starting again? Jeez. I thought it was going to be a little more of a break. Yeah, decision made. Jimmy L. Regan looks amazing leading up to every show, but never translates on show day. Epi Lucero, excited to see Regan back out there competing again. Alberto Montejo, these guys are all over-carbing. Nathan sees more old-school dryness. Yeah, like Dorian. Dorian never over-carb. Dorian, he told me, I'm sure he's told other people, that he never, I should say he was always flat when he won. When he won the Olympias, he was always flat intentionally because condition was far more important to him. He had enough size and thick, dense muscle that he could afford to come in a little bit flat, but with that grainy condition that like nobody else could match, it was just too much to beat. So yeah, I think if you're going to choose between bigger and fuller and less condition, or better condition and a little less fullness, I would go for the condition. That's how Nathan pulled this off today. Let's see. Men's physique results. I didn't watch the men's physique. I'm sorry. I was actually doing the video talking about the open judging while men's physique was going on, I think, because it just runs straight through. So I'm sorry. You probably have a friend in men's physique, and I apologize for not having any info on that for you. In Regan's videos, they did not carb him. Yeah, I was just guessing. I don't know why he was a little watery. He was definitely a little watery at the judging. Definitely not as sharp as he was at the finals, like 2 hours later. Kailash Eaton, who impressed you the most in this show? Just because, Regan looked great at the finals. I was very impressed with that. I was very impressed with Lian Yang from China, his second pro show. And he had only done that Romania Muscle Fest show last year, literally the day after he turned pro in Romania the day before. So, yeah, this guy's a freak. He's massive. He's so thick and dense. He's like 5'3", claims to be like 240 on stage. And you know what? I'm not going to argue. He looked pretty damn big to me. What happened? Stanislas Deron, what happened to Tim Budesheim? Nothing happened. He looked really good. It's just there was 5. He might have been 6th place. They only announced the top 5. So we don't know where he placed. I wouldn't be surprised if he was 6th, though. He probably was. Dave Thomas, this is a much-deserved win for Nathan, but the big question is, will he still be going to France next weekend? Yes. He says he doesn't care if he told Giles in the interview. There's a full hour-long interview with Nathan on MD Global Muscle on this channel that was posted Wednesday morning if you want to go back and watch it. And he said he's doing all 3 shows regardless. If he wins the first one, he's doing the second one. If he wins the first 2, he's still doing the third one. He's doing all 3. His plan is to win all 3, which would give him 12 pro wins, and then he does the Olympia. And, of course, he wants to win the Olympia. I don't see Nathan winning the Olympia this year. But, man, what a great... Imagine if he racks up three more wins between, he's got 1... That would be 3 wins this season, his comeback season, because we haven't seen him for a couple of years. What's Nathan's issue with US now for Olympia? I have it on, I can't say how I know this, but I do know that he has the proper documentation and no legal issues. He can go to the U.S. for the Olympia. I do know that. I don't know the place of Tim. Only the top 5 were announced, guys. We don't know who placed where after 5. No idea. But within 24 hours, probably by tomorrow morning, less than 24 hours, ifbbpro.com will have the score sheets for this show posted. ifbbpro.com. You'll see the full results. And I'm guessing Tim was 6th. He looked really good. Tim Budesheim. Where did Roman end up? He was much improved 3rd. Yeah, let me read through it again. For those who just joined us, top 5 was Nathan to Asha, Regan Grimes, Roman Fritz, Liang Yan, and Blessing Awodibu. 7th maybe? 6th or 7th. Fitness Junga, 96. Tim was good, but the lineup was better. He's around someplace. Yeah, Leon was 4th place. Congrats to him. You know, this is a guy that when he turned pro last year, he turned pro as a heavyweight. He was probably like 220. And he could have been sharper. So a lot of people said, oh, this guy'd be an awesome 212. Because he's 5'3". So when someone's that short and they're not that far over the weight limit, usually people will say he should just be go to the 212 division. He'll do really well there. But he wants to do open. He wants that challenge of going up against these guys like Regan and Nathan. And, eventually he wants to stand next to Hadi and Derek and Rami and Samson and Andrew. And he wants to be with the best. And most of these guys feel the Open Olympia it's the best. It's the most prestigious. I mean, Hadi and Derek were both former 212 competitors. Derek could have kept winning 212 Olympia titles, but he's like, nope, he wants that Olympia title. 10 pro wins for Nathan. That's a nice round number, but there's 2 more shows he's doing, and he might get 2 more wins. He might have 12 pro wins by the time he gets to Olympia. Kelvo, great to see him in the O now. Where will he place in the O run? I don't know. Where do you think? Yeah, you guys tell me, because you're always asking me, where do you guys think? Tell me in the chat. Where do you guys think Nathan places in this year's Olympia? Because you're asking me, and I say, I don't know. Somewhere in the top 10. I would say between 7th and 10th somewhere, but that's my guess. You tell me. Where do you guys got him? Alberto Montejo, not true. Regan's video, simple carb, banana, and pineapple, white rice, and ground sorrelling, and a guess for insulin protocol, medical tube, carb refeed a must. Yeah, Milos does. He is very well known for using insulin. Well, they all use insulin for the carb. But Juan Castellanos, did Nathan's bicep tear help his arms look better? I don't think they made him look better. They didn't look better, but they didn't look worse. He still had some of the best damn arms up there for a guy that's just in the past year, he tore both of those biceps. And to come back and still have some of the best damn arms up there, yeah, it's amazing. I think Rob Walker says, I think Blessing owes Regan some money. He owes him $5,000, but I think Regan's going to be the nice guy and say, keep your money, dude. It's cool. It's all good. Keep your money, dude. Don't worry about it. Promoter of the show is hot, right? I don't know. It's a woman named Barbara. I'm assuming she's hot. I don't know. I don't know. 6 out of 8. Neo-San King behind Hunter. Okay. So you have him 6 to 8 in that spot. Behind Hunter near 8 to 10. How's big? Imagine you tear your muscle in order to look better. No, he didn't do that. It certainly wasn't. Nobody's tearing muscles intentionally. I just tore my quad and it sucks. It sucks. I won't be able to bend my leg for weeks. It's in this immobilizer, this cast thing. Ugh. Anyway. How did Nathan tear his biceps? I don't even know. I assume it was training. Dave Thomas, Nathan's already stated he will only do the Olympia if he thinks it's worth it financially. Robert Florenbach, payout Blessing, they shook hands. Results in. Only the top 5 were announced. Full results are not posted anywhere yet. But the top 5 was Nathan, Regan, Roman, Liang, and Blessing. Again, Nathan, Regan, Roman, Liang, Blessing. Nathan's bicep looked insane in the front double. That's always been a crazy shot for Nathan, that front double bicep. Because he does have a great taper. Really wide shoulders and those arms. Big, full biceps. Theo 6. Yeah, that's true. So I'm guessing 6th and 7th were Theo and Tim, or Tim and Theo. Because Theo Leguerre from France looks really good too. One of his tears, Deli Music says he threw a football to his son on one of them. Yeah, it's most of these injuries do not happen in the gym. I mean, that sounds ridiculous. Pec tears usually happen in the gym when guys are benching. But quad tears, Evan tore his quad slipping on a sidewalk. Branch Warren tore his quad slipping on a pavement in a parking lot. I tore mine crossing the street last week. It's these weird, traumatic freak accidents. Yeah, 5K. Happy for Roman. Yeah, Roman is doing very well this year. He just had his first pro win in, what country was it, guys? Help me out. I didn't watch the show. It wasn't Czech Republic, was it? Roman just won a show. I know that. It was his first pro win. Who impressed me the most? Roman's condition impressed me the most. I was impressed a lot with this guy from China, Liang Yan. They were calling him Shuming last year. He impressed me because he's just a straight up freak. 5'3", and he says he's 240, but he's massive. Just massive quads, massive. He's someone, if you looked at the Instagram pictures he's been posting, you'd think, oh, this guy's photoshopping all his pictures. Then you see him on stage, and you're like, no, that's him. He really is that big and freaky. How would big Vlaz have done here? Vlaz, oh, my leg. Vlaz, talk about Vlad Suhorochko. Is that big Vlaz? He would not have been, he wouldn't have won. He probably would have been like 4th or 5th, maybe. He wasn't going to win this one today. AJ Kumar, which one you like? Better shape with condition or better muscle density with condition? I like shape. Spain, he won the show, one of the shows in Spain. There's like 5 pro shows in Spain this year. They're killing it over there in Europe with these shows. Robert Forenbach, is Liang Yang shorter like a 212 guy, or he's just very Oh, he's short. He's 5'3". He's definitely a short guy, definitely. You can tell just looking at him. The limbs, the arms and legs are very short. Yeah, he's you could see if you were watching the judging, he was, everybody else was significant, like a full head taller than him. He came up to like the top of most guys' chests that he was standing next to. Neosan King, hope Roman will stop competing and go gain much needed size. He works out too much, lol. Roman won in Spain. Well, he probably wants to do the Olympia, which is 8 weeks away. Maybe after that. Yeah, I'd like to see Roman with that condition and more size. He'd do even better. He's already won a show, but he'd be winning more shows. How's big? Roman is very wide in the frontal bicep. Doesn't need to hide from the big boys. I disagree. He's not very wide. And believe me, guys, I'm not shitting on Roman. I think he looks phenomenal. He's not genetically very wide. That's why he needs more size. He doesn't have naturally wide shoulders, clavicles, that's the actual medical term. Or Portugal, did he win in Portugal? I don't know. Robert Forenbach, 5'3", he was going to say he looks bigger than a 212 winner. He's way heavier than it. Obviously he's at least, whatever he weighs, he's at least 230 at least. Fares El Haddadi should never gamble. I think he meant to say gamble bodybuilding. Yeah, unless you have money to burn or you're that sure you're going to win. I don't know. Who was 2nd and 3rd? So it was, again, Nathan. This is 1st through 5th, which was all that was announced. We don't know any other results yet. Nathan to Asha, Regan Grimes, Roman Fritz, Liang Yan, Blessing Odibu. That was your top 5. Not sure Roman could put on any more size at this point, sadly. I don't know. He's not that old. I think he could put on a little bit more size. Samson, Roman's doing the France next. He's announced it last week. MVP. Nathan needs to get to the States now. He always had problems. Yeah, I do have some inside information that claims everything is sorted out. He'll have no issues getting to the U.S. He had a little bit of a legal problem a couple of years ago, but all resolved. Should be able to get his visa, no problem. Do you think Nathan will place in top 10? I do. Winstraw Churchill. It's a little play on words there. Winston Churchill and Winstraw. Funny how everyone says how tiny Reagan's waist is. It looks quite blocky-ish. Jay Cutler, Schnapp in front, especially compared to Nathan. Yeah, I don't think Reagan has a tiny waist. No, I wouldn't say he has a tiny waist. Not like Samson or Andrew Jacked. Those guys, their shoulder to waist ratio, their V-taper is a lot more pronounced. They have a much stronger V-taper. Reagan doesn't have a blocky waist. It's just not he doesn't have a waist that's that small. But it's not blocky. Blessing owes Regan 5K. Correct, yeah. Fun with Animals. What do you think about Tim Budesheim? I thought he looked phenomenal. Bigger than I've ever seen him. Condition was spot on. Grainy, dense, detailed, muscle maturity. Yeah, I thought Tim looked great. Like I said, they only announced top 5, but I'm pretty sure 6 and 7 are either Tim Budesheim and Theo, or the other way around. I'm pretty sure those guys are 6 and 7. Top 6 prediction for the Olympia. Nope. No. Well, we still have some time to qualify. Right now, I would go Derek, Samson, Hadi, Nick, Andrew, Rami. I don't know. Was that 6? I don't know. We're going to be doing all kinds of Olympia shows and predictions coming up. So, Kelva, what weight was Nathan? I don't know. Does anybody know what he weighed? Anyone, as he looked small in previous shows? Yeah, he definitely looked. I've seen him bigger and fuller, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was a little lighter. I think earlier in the week, like a week ago, he was about. I think he told Giles he was like 260. Again, full hour-long interview with Nathan Asha that Giles Tiger Thomas did on his most recent episode of MD Global Muscle. So go back on this channel, check that out if you haven't. Nathan's always very outspoken. Kind of hard to understand with that strong Liverpool accent at times, but very entertaining, does not hold back, says whatever he's thinking, no filter. He's a cool dude. Robert Florenbach. Nathan turned pro in 2014, so he's now a veteran. Yeah, it's almost, that's like pro bodybuilding years, like dog years. 10 years as a pro bodybuilder it's a long time. Well, 9 in his case. Nathan can beat Hunter in many shots, I think. They're both damn good. DE's Reptiles. Who's your prediction before show for first? Was I team Regan? Yeah, I think because Giles and I, when we talked, we did our prediction show, and he forced my hand, and he was going to be team Nathan, and I said I'm team Regan. And Regan looked phenomenal at the finals. I thought it was almost enough to win, almost at the finals, but by then I think it was too little, too late. Poor Milos. Milos is doing great. He's got Samson in the Olympia. He's got. Regan still needs to qualify. Hasbik, where would Vito have placed? Vito hasn't even done a pro show, so he's not in the we can't. He doesn't deserve to be in this conversation yet. He's not. He hasn't even stepped on a pro stage. He's damn good, but you can't compare these guys that haven't even competed as a pro. Like Krizo, before Krizo even did a pro show. They were saying, where would he be in the Olympia? It's fun. I get it, guys. It's fun to speculate and like, how would so and so do, but. It really has no bearing on reality. So Kalash Eaton. Nathan was like 250, 260 on stage here. Yeah, that sounds right. Maltais 26. Derek is looking very good at the moment. Derek is looking like a damn Olympia champion, a Mr. Olympia to me right now. I'd be, Samson looks great. Hadi's the defending champ, but if somebody put a gun in my head and said, you have to make a bet right now. Who's your Olympia pick? Who's going to win the Olympia pick? Derek Lunsford. Please don't shoot me. Yeah. Let's see. Stefan McCrae. Derek Samson, my top 2. Don't know the order, but they will be 1 and 2. I would not be surprised if Samson gets 2nd place. Not at all. Alexander 3rd. Regan was clearly bigger than Nathan. Yeah. Regan was really big and full. Forget about the body weight, because some people, 2 guys can be the same body weight, even the same height, and one of them will look bigger just because of the way the muscles attach. It's a weird thing. It's a very visual sport. It's a sport of illusion. But yeah, Regan was big and full. Regan looked great today, especially at the finals. I was a little disappointed at the judging because I knew his condition was better than that. I knew it wasn't a body fat. I knew he hadn't gained any body fat since these pictures we've been seeing over the past few days, past couple weeks. It was just a water. He was retaining a little bit of water. Milos flushed it out of him with his magic diuretics, whatever, and I don't know, somehow. And he looked way, way better at the finals, which was only like 2 hours later. So props to Milos, man. That was a great, great improvement in the space of such a short amount of time. MVP, I got Derek winning the O as of right now. Could change, but Derek is looking insane. Derek looks awesome. Stefan McCrae. Yet another person asked me, do I think Nathan, if you ask me, can he place top 10? Of course he can. He's done it before. He was 7th place at the Olympia, so he can do it for sure. Wouldn't Strahl, Churchill, thank Ron. Why do you think Roman appears to look relatively small in some shots compared to Lewin, supposedly 260 being one of the heaviest? It's his structure. It is his structure because he does not have, so bone structure can't be changed. You're born with these bones. Your arms, we have all these bones in our bodies. Clavicle width, your shoulders, that's just a genetically predetermined. You can't make your bones any wider. You can put muscle on top of them, but if someone's got shoulders this wide and they put muscle on top, now they're this wide. If someone already has shoulders this wide, then they put the delts on top of that, the muscle on top of the bone, they're this wide. So Roman doesn't have that genetic gift of really wide clavicles. So it makes him look a little more narrow. Whereas guys who are blessed, gifted with those wider clavicles, they're going to look bigger just because they have that natural width. Like Samson. Not Samson. Andrew's a good example. Andrew Jack. Tons of muscle on him, but also his clavicles are like this wide. Like, he's so wide. If you ever stand next to the guy, in front of him or back of him, and see how wide his shoulders, it's crazy. It's insane. It doesn't look real. Let's see. Got some questions. Budasham, we don't know where anybody else placed. We only know the top 5 right now. Dave Thomas, do you think Vito pooped himself asking lineup or Jim could not get his visa? Oh, I don't think he was afraid of anybody. I think he generally couldn't get the visa. I don't think Vito was dodging anybody. I don't know anything about the guy, but I seriously doubt he was backed out of the show because he saw the lineup. I don't think so. I think he wanted to be in the show, but visas are hard to get. I mean, we got the situation with hey Branch. Want to say hi, Branch? Beirut Tabani. Come here, Papa. Papas. Come up. Come up and say hi. Come here. Branch, come up. I can't really angle myself, guys, because I got this one leg that doesn't work. Anyway, my dog's down there somewhere. Anyway, sorry, Papas. Beirut Tabani is in Iran. He's qualified for the Olympia, and right now, Milos is like imploring, begging somebody to help if they can get him a visa in time to get to the U.S. for the Olympia, because as of now, Beirut cannot get to the U.S. It's like he couldn't last year. It's not easy to get visas from certain countries. Iran is one of them. It's very hard for people from Iran to get a visa into the United States. We do not have diplomatic relations with Iran. It's just it's too bad that these athletes get caught up in the politics of the countries, but it happens. Let's see. Scott Boyer, the best thing Regan can do for Blessing's family is collect the money he is owed. Blessing needs to learn not to gamble his new money on a whim. Family's money. No, I think the best thing he could do is what somebody else suggested recently was get the money and then give it back. Say, oh, this is for your baby. This is my little, gift to you. That's what I would do. Robert Forenbach. Brett Wilkin qualified for this year's Olympia shortly after the 22-0. Regan could jump into November or December show if he wants. Well, Regan is committed to these next 2 shows, Spain and France. So we have 2 more shows. He could also he lives in Las Vegas now. He could also do Legion Sports, which is the last chance to qualify. It's in early October. So Legion is, you got the old school calendar? Paper. Yeah, Legion Sports is Saturday, October 7th in Reno, Nevada. That's the last chance to qualify, because there's a show in Italy the next day that is not a qualifier for this year. That's for next year. But, Regan's been dying to get on that Olympia stage. He's never been on the Open Mr. Olympia stage, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's been on the Classic Physique Olympia stage, but he's never been in the Mr. Olympia. Really wants to. I'm sure Milos really wants him up there. And, he belongs up there. He's that good. Agrees, Scott. MVP says, that was a foolish bet on Blessing's part. He just had a kid and gambled like an idiot. Dr. Psycho, you guys asked about Tim Budashheim. I'm sorry, they only announced the top 5. So he was probably 6th or 7th. So again, they're going to have the score sheet posted tomorrow on ifbbpro.com. You can find out where he placed. You can find out where Artem Pakhniuk and Mike Sisla and Andrea Bolzoni and all these other guys placed. The full score sheet will be up. Nathan won with a torn bicep. Well, he had them both surgically repaired. He had 2 torn biceps. Both were repaired, and as you can see, they were both put back where they're supposed to be, and they looked fine. Unlike Dorian, when he tore his bicep in 93, he never had it repaired. Dorian always had 1 regular bicep after that and 1 short bicep, and he still won a few more Olympias. But Nathan had his repaired. They look perfectly normal. You wouldn't even know they were ever torn. Any thoughts on Mike Sisla? Did I make any notes on Mike Sisla? I did not. I'm sorry. I'm sure he's a buddy of yours. I did not. I typically devote most of my attention on the guys I think are going to be in the first call out, or at the worst, second call out. He was not in either. He was like 3rd or 4th call. I think he was 3rd. But everybody looked great today. I got to say that. These guys brought the condition today. From the first place guy to the last place guy, nobody was out of shape. Very deep lineup, as we say, meaning that the quality is consistent from top to bottom. It's not like a bunch of the guys who get last call out. Nobody sucked. Nobody was awful. We were like, oh, where did that guy turn pro? I saw some U.S. shows that I had to cover. I won't say the shows or the people, but I had to look up and say, where did this guy turn pro? He's awful. And it's Americans, because America, we give out so many pro cards. We give out a lot of Masters pro cards. And some of these guys, they're just... And then they show up at these shows and they're not even in shape, some of them. So if you don't have a good physique in the first place, you're missing body parts. Like I saw guys with like no back development, no hamstring development, and they come in out of shape. Like, dude, why do you have a pro card? Oh, what a waste of a pro card. Gosh, I've been rambling. It's the Oxycontin talking. Tim not in top 5, right? Nathan 1, Goku, yep. Hasbeck, Regan needs to go to court because of that decision. No, man, I mean, I didn't hear any boos. If it had been a case where a lot of people in the audience really felt Regan was robbed or something, you would have heard a lot of boos. Yeah, he could have won. I mean, he was damn good, but I mean, Nathan got him today. Nathan got him. D's Riptails is Regan's all-time best. I'd say the way he looked the finals, yeah, he's never been this big before. I always thought he had awesome potential. Just needed more size because he's got that beautiful shape. Remember, he had a very brief career in classic physique in 2018. He had dropped from open to classic, and then he went right back to open. But I mean, he's got that pretty shape, pretty structure, symmetry. He's got a very, very pretty physique, and he's got tons of size now. So this, to me, today was the best Regan guys I've ever seen. Budashan lined up. Dr. Psycho. Yeah, I mean, maybe Tim will post it on his social media. He'll probably, I'm sure Tim found out by now where he placed. So if you follow him, I would check out his social media. Budasheim has the best package. He didn't have the best package of all these guys today, or he would have won. The judges aren't, they're not that bad. They know what they're doing. Tim looked great. There's no way Tim was beating Regan Grimes today or Nathan. Come on now. I wouldn't have had a huge problem with him in the top 5 at all, but no, he didn't deserve to win. Which exercise did Which exercise did I tear my quad at? Crossing the street, walking my dog. It wasn't an exercise. It was not in the gym. Nope. The quad tendon was probably weakened because I've had a lot of slips over the years, walking him, where I catch all my weight on that right leg, on the right knee, and I could feel a sharp pain because I'm sure there was like thousands of pounds of pressure or tension on that quad tendon in that split second. And I think the quad tendon had been weakened over that happening multiple times. And that last week was just the last straw. It came right off. I hit the dirt. I hit the street like I've been shot. It was nuts. How can Hadi travel then? Hadi has Hani Rambod on his side. Hani's a very influential guy. He worked very hard, Hani Rambod worked very hard with the U.S. Embassy, with various people over in Iran to make it happen. And even then, it was not easy. He had to put a lot of time and effort in to get that visa. I don't know if Milos is as skilled or as well connected as Hani Rambod in that sense to be able to get his athlete over here. But yeah, it was not easy for Hani Rambod to get Hadi Chupan here. And in one of the interviews, he compared it to that movie Argo, which took place in Iran in 1978, 79. It's Pooch. Winstrel Churchill. Yes, the dog is named after Branch Warren. I actually we got him in around Christmas 2018, and they had some stupid name, Timmy or something. The shelters just give them like a random name, and you can change the name. We had it narrowed down to Branch or Dexter, and we're like, we're going Branch. So he's named after Branch Warren. Jade and Pereira, what placing did Blessing get? Fifth place. What I see, Tim the best. Sorry for the judge. It's okay. It's a subjective sport. You're not wrong. If you believe, you have your physique ideals, I'm just going to use a random name. I'm pulling a random name. Simone Bassanelli from Italy. I have no idea who this is. I mean, I saw him today, but I've never heard of the guy before. But someone out there believes he's the best bodybuilder in the world. And by their standards, by their ideals, they're not wrong because it's an opinion-based sport. But these judges, they do have a set of criteria that they follow. And they've been doing this. Most of these guys who are judges at the IFBB level, They've been doing it for many years. They've judged hundreds, if not thousands of contests. Most of them are on at a contest every single weekend judging hundreds and thousands of athletes in front of them. Yeah, it's thousands. So they know what they're doing. So yeah, you don't have to apologize. If you think Tim's the best, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Like I said, I bet there's everyone in this top 5. A lot of people thought Roman should have won. All the Roman fans, because they love Roman, they think that's the ideal physique. They're not wrong. That's their favorite physique. The Regan fans, that's their favorite physique. They think he should have won. That's their opinion. They're entitled to it. And so on. You get what I'm saying, guys. That was easy for Nathan. I wouldn't say it was easy, Nigel. I mean, Regan put up a hell of a fight. Rodolfo Ibarra, Ron, I'm more impressed with Roman. He took out a lot of guys. Yeah, Roman's had a great year. First pro win. Yeah, Roman's on a roll this year. He's doing very, very well. MVP, wow, 2 torn biceps is crazy to come back from. Congrats, Nathan. Yeah, a lot of guys never even come back from one. That's the last we ever. A lot in the past, especially if somebody tore a pec or a tricep or something. A lot of times we never saw them again. That was it. They never came back. No one had Roman in the top 5. What do you mean, no one? Patty retracted her message. Did I say something inaccurate about Phil? I hope not. Was it the wrong show? I know Phil had really improved a lot for one of the finals at the show in the confirmation round. And I believe that was one of the shows where, because, I always said this confirmation round is like useless. It's superfluous. Why do we need a confirmation round? We already had the judging. Why do we got to do this all over again? It's like a waste of time. I want to go home. I want to eat. But we've seen a couple shows this year where the confirmation round did end up changing. Things changed and somebody was going to win, ended up taking second and vice versa because they changed their condition drastically. Usually that's what it is. Usually somebody just comes in bigger and tighter than they were either the day before or earlier in the day. Oh, here we go. Regan's still not a great bicep peak. Yeah, a bicep peak is all genetic. You either have it or you don't. I mean, Sergio Oliva, some of the best arms of all time. I'm talking Sergio Senior from, 3-time Mr. Olympia. He had no bicep peak at all, but he had these massive biceps, look like footballs. They didn't have peaks on them. Then you got like Robbie Robinson or Ronnie Coleman or Boyer Coe, Arnold. They had these really jagged, sharp peaks to their biceps. So, Alberto Monteo splitting hairs, judging, great call, right direction, yeah. Blessing fifth. Regan's, Patty, here we go, Patty Gold Clayar. Regan was 15th in the 2020. Oh, okay. I didn't even remember. I didn't remember him in the 2020 Olympia. You got a better memory than me, Patty. Well, you're younger than me, of course. Most people are. So, okay, thank you, Patty. So, I guess I knew, I forget things all the time, guys. And right now, I'm just a little bit loopy on the Oxycontin. I tore a quad. I'm not just recreationally taking painkillers. But yeah, I guess, okay, so Regan did do the Mr. Olympia. He was 15th, which means he made the cut. 15th is, I assume there were more than 15 guys. If you're in the top 15, we call that making the cut, because after that, usually they don't even score. Usually it's just everyone after 15 is just they just put 16th on the score sheet. They're not going to bother doing like 16, 17, 18, all the way down to like 30 guys. They'll usually just say everyone's 16th. Nigel Christian Lomax. Jan looked great, but needed to be a little sharper. If Tim's condition was better, he could have been in the top 5. Oh, yeah. Oh, I would have no problem with Tim in the top 5. No problem at all. Or Theo. But Tim's condition was nuts. Very impressed with Tim's conditioning. Budesheim, we're talking. Speed of recovery, man. Thank you. Congratulations, Nathan. MVP Ron, you may want to invest in better shoes. It's not the shoes. It's not the shoes. It's just, he pulls. So it's probably poor dog training. He's a pit bull. He's 80 pounds. A lot of times when he's walking, he really wants, especially, before he poops, he's walking faster and he pulls me. I'm not like a lightweight, but still, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm going to be very careful, obviously, when I can walk him again. Right now, it's my wife and my son. Usually, I would do both daily walks, the morning walk and the afternoon walk. Now, I'm not doing any of them. And, this is probably a case of be careful what you wish for, because there were times when I was thinking, because it's time consuming. It's like about 30 to 40 minutes twice a day that I spend walking the dog, which, and I'd be like thinking in the back of my head, like, oh man, I wish I didn't have to walk branch all the time. Well, I got what I wished for, but now I have a busted leg that I'm not going to be able to walk on for a couple months or drive a car. MVP cleats. I'm not gonna wear cleats. I'm not gonna walk around town in cleats. Big fish story. Samson, Ron, you need a big fish story when asked about what happened. You're squatting 6 plates when the bar broke across your neck. Smack quad. At least let me tell you. It's crazy because, I've been training for 40 years. I had decades of crazy leg workouts. Squatting all kinds of weight, leg pressing everything, and stacks and hack squats, all that. And yeah, I tweaked my quad a couple times, but I never tore my quad training ever. Never had bad knee pain, nothing like that. And it happens here. Yeah. But yeah, it would have been great if I had a better story to tell, sure. It's pretty lame when you gotta say it's like Branch. Branch, I've trained legs with Branch. He's a monster on leg day, and he tore his quad in the back of a restaurant that he'd just eaten at in the parking lot. You would think, it was probably he was squatting 700 pounds for 20 reps and he tore it. No, slip and fall. Patty Gold, Clay Hart, hello, it's about Regan's Olympia placing, yeah, which I couldn't remember. I didn't remember him being in the Olympia, the Open Olympia. I only remembered him doing the Classic Physique Olympia that one year. It must have been was it 2017 at the Olympia? I think it was 2018. Mark Smith, Regan was a big disappointment based on photos the last few days. Milos messed up the last 24 hours. I agree, Mark, but he did remedy the situation significantly for the finals, which were only like 2 hours later. So props to Milos for fixing it. Had Regan looked that sharp earlier in the day, a couple hours before, it might have made the difference. I don't know. Because he's got a beautiful physique. Regan looks great. I'm a huge fan of Regan's physique. Every time I make any critique on people, they say, you're a hater, but I have to critique. That's my job, guys. I keep drinking this. Even though I pee in a plastic jug a lot of times now. So I don't have to keep going up and down the stairs. Doubt Blessing pays up. Oh, he will if he's asked to, but don't blame Milos. Regan does his own thing. Does he? How do you know that? You're saying Regan doesn't do what Milos tells him to do? Edward Lee, Mr. Nice Guy Regan won't do shit to Blessing if he doesn't pay anyway. Well, what's he supposed to beat him up? Come on. This isn't like a prison movie, guy. This is, Straight out of the lair. Oh, wow. Clips. Wow. Is that Flex Lewis or somebody who do you work for Flex? I don't know. Ron, speedy recovery question. Why do you think so many bodybuilders use IG filters? Think it's pressure or just chasing legs? Who's the biggest IG bodybuilder you know? Oh, I can tell you right away. It's just, insecurity. Because I use the filters. I use the sharpen. When I do my Instagram pictures, I sharpen them. That doesn't do much because the iPhone's already pretty sharp. I do the structure. I move it like halfway across. Anything to make yourself look better. I don't Photoshop only because I don't know how to Photoshop. Or else I'd make my waist a lot smaller. I'd make my arms bigger. I would do all kinds of fuckery if I knew how. But I don't know how. And I have no interest in learning how to do Photoshop. I don't care. But yeah, I think it's just to look better. Just out of insecurity. Like Goob U2 on Instagram. He exposes these fitness influencers every day. These women who are they're beautiful. They have fabulous bodies, millions of followers, and they cook their photos. They make their waist look smaller, and they make their butts look bigger. And he proves it. He zooms in on like a brick wall where the bricks are all wavy, or a railing where the railing's all curved instead of straight, And these are people that they have millions of followers that look up to them as having the perfect body. And even those people don't feel confident enough in their own photos and their own bodies to just post the pictures as is without manipulating the pictures. Dennis D, I hate Nathan's high lats though. I mean, Dennis Wolf had high lats too, but Dennis Wolf had a tremendous physique. I loved third place at the Olympia, Dennis, New York Pro champ, Arnold Classic champ. It is what it is. It's bone structure. Like when I talk about Roman and the clavicles, there's nothing he can do about that, but he's done an amazing job with that bone structure, wouldn't you say? Let's see. Dennis DH also says, give Regan 3 to 4 years. I think he could be at the top. Yeah, a white version of Jacked, but not that great. I don't think anybody looks like Andrew Jacked. Andrew has a very unique look to him. That's one thing I got to give him, I give his parents or his ancestors credit. Nobody looks like Andrew. I remember the old timers, not that long ago, they would say, these guys now look exactly the same, like cookie cutters, like they came off an assembly line. That's the drugs. They all look the same. Nobody looks like Andrew. It's a very, very unique physique. You could take, crop the head out of any of the pictures and you would still know, oh, that's Andrew jacked. There'd be no mistake in your mind who you were looking at. MVP says Blessing's left leg is so much smaller than his right leg. It's very noticeable. He tries to hide it, but he can't. I don't know if that's the one that he has the knee that it's like double joint is not the right medical term. I know it's not, but he has one leg that he showed he can bend it both ways, the knee. It can go the regular way it's supposed to bend, and it can bend backwards. Creepy, I know. But he seems to be figuring out how to train it. I like Blessing a lot. He's got a lot of personality. He's got a lot of passion for the sport. He's not boring. I do want to see him improve those legs and move up in the placings because he's got awesome physique, great genetics, crazy arms, crazy V-taper, back. There's a lot to like about Blessing's physique. Gary Martinez, personally, I think Nathan is too long-waisted, destroys his symmetry. It's not symmetry. Symmetry just means right to left, meaning like your right arm is exactly the same as your left, vice versa. But when you're talking about a structure, so like bone structure, you don't want the torso to be too long or short. You don't want the limbs to be too long or short. Everything should be in proportion. That's why I always say you should not be able to tell if someone's short or tall looking at them by themselves. If you can tell just by looking at a picture of somebody and there's no one else around, oh, that guy's short or that guy's tall, that tells you their limbs and their bone structure is not proportionally ideal. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to tell. Personally, will Nathan come to the Olympics? Is he banned from the USA? I'm pretty sure he's good to go for that right now. Martin Karamushev. Regan did 2021 Open just before League Sports Fest. Open? What do you mean? Well, he won. He won a show that year, didn't he? Didn't he win in Prague or something? Do you win Dubai? Geez, my son already home. Omid Fazali, Nathan deserve it. Alberto, hey Tiger Giles, if you're undercover watching, good call. You still got it. Yeah, Giles was trying to watch it. Sunday's the day when Giles does most of his recordings for MD Global Muscle. He does most of the interviews. And so MD Global Muscle comes out every Wednesday. Last episode that's on this channel was Nathan to Asha, a pre-show interview about an hour long, and Kamal Al-Gharni, a post-show after his Masters Olympia win. It was a great episode, so check that out if you hadn't seen it. Yeah, Blessing's leg hyperextend, Samson says, painful to look at. Omid Fazali, Ian thinking good every time Nathan would smoke his arse. DJ Lee, I hope you're healing quickly. I wouldn't say quickly, but it's one day at a time. How did Muzzy look today? Muzzy was not in great condition. From the back. From the front, he looked pretty good. From the back, condition was subpar. Yeah. Sean Clear to beat Regan at that show, yeah. All right, guys, I've been yapping a long time. It's hard for me to sit with my leg. I got to get it up. I go in this recliner downstairs and elevate my leg, and that helps the pain a lot. I don't want to be really popping too many of these Oxycontins. It's not good for you. And also, I'm doing the extra strength Tylenol. That's a lot of... My liver's getting the it's taking a beating right now. So anyway, I appreciate you guys all watching. I'll put the results on this after, but just to sum it up one final time, my leg's shrinking. Well, the right leg's probably going to shrink. My left leg's getting bigger than ever because it's doing all the work, going up and down stairs and up and out of chairs. Yeah, it's not shrinking. The left leg's probably going to get bigger than it's ever been. Thank you, Patty. Feel better. So last time, and then I'm sorry if you post anything more. I won't respond because I'm out of here. Nathan to Asha, your winner. Regan Grimes, second. Third place, Roman Fritz. Fourth place, Liang Yan from China. Fifth place, the Boogeyman, Blessing and Wodiboo. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it so much. Subscribe to the channel. Please like, share the video if you like, and share it and do all that stuff. And turn on notifications. It's all good. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you are in this beautiful world of ours. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.